Hi, and welcome back to Everything Bible. I've run into so many people who say they believe in God, but don't believe in the stories of the Bible because so many stories go against everything they have learned about science and physics. As we discussed in our last blog, the fundamental mistakes people make when it comes to the Bible is the mindset we approach it with. So today I'm going to talk about the role of faith when it comes to reading the Bible. After all, what's faith got to do with it? My name is Kurt, and I've been a student of the Bible for over 45 years and an ordained minister for 20 years. Am I an expert in the Bible? That's for you to decide. Do I have an open mind about it? Yes, I think I do. I will be sharing insights into the structure, makeup, authors, and history of the Bible. Not so much about its content. I invite you to read the content for yourself. Now let's get into it. First, let me say that struggling with the contents of the Bible is not unique to those who don't believe in God. Followers of God at all levels of their faith, including me, struggle with some of the concepts in Scripture. Was the world really created in just 6 days? Were Adam and Eve really the first humans on the earth? Was the world actually flooded and a guy named Noah saved 2 of each animals on a boat? Did Jesus really rise from the dead? Is Jesus really coming back to earth? And is the earth going to end? These are all an example of concepts that go against everything we were taught in school, by our modern media, and even our parents. So how do we read these accounts and make them relevant to our lives? Do we need to take them literally? That question in itself is problematic because it comes back to the mindset we approach the Bible with. The moment we get hung up with whether an account is literal or symbolic, we start to miss the relevance of the account as it pertains to our lives. Now, remember in our last talk about the Bible timeline, link in the description below, every story or account in the Bible points to God. What that means to us is that there is something in every story, description, event, or even list in the Bible that reveals something about God. If we're uncertain in our faith in God, then we will always struggle with the Bible. But even if our faith in God is strong, we can still struggle with faith or belief in the content of the Bible. So, how do we deal with these doubts and struggles? Well, let's have some fun with this. Let's equate it to watching a Star Wars movie. While we're watching the movie, are we sitting there eating our popcorn and questioning the scientific reality of every scene? No. Why not? Because in order to enjoy the movie, or the book, or the story, we choose to temporarily accept the concepts presented to us. And here's the most significant part of it. We choose to accept the concepts presented to us no matter how far-fetched they are, in order not just to enjoy the story, but to receive the message the story might be trying to convey to us. How many times have you walked away from a movie or a book encouraged by the concepts that were presented, and you can completely ignore the unscientific concepts or even the ridiculous storylines that are said in it? If we can choose to have faith in a book or a Hollywood story, even if it's just temporarily, to make it entertaining to us, why is it then so hard to have faith when it comes to reading the Bible. Faith is not something we just have or have not. Faith is a decision we make. We choose to have faith in something even if it doesn't make sense to us. This is what we need to do with the Bible. You see, when we go to read it or listen to it or just get into it, we need to choose to have faith that it was or is what it says. We do this so that we can get out of the content what is meant for us to get out of it. Here's the most important thing I want you to get out of our talk today. You cannot separate faith in God from your faith in the Bible. Why? In order to answer that, we have to look at what is written in John chapter 1 in the New Testament. It says, in the beginning, before all time, was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God Himself. See, what John was saying is that you can't separate the two. If you choose to have faith in God, choose to also have faith in the Bible. The same goes for those who wish to read the Bible but are not sure they actually believe in God. Again, choose to believe. Like you do when watching a movie or reading a book. Put away your doubts and choose to believe, even if it's just for the time you're reading it or listening to it. You will be amazed how it changes what you're getting out of the Bible. It will start showing you things about God that you've never seen before. If we don't choose this faith, the Bible is just that. Far-fetched stories that may or may not be entertaining. What we read becomes unbelievable, far-fetched, or just plain dry. But when we choose to put our biases aside and instead choose to have faith in what we're reading or listening to, then we will receive the relevance of it to our lives, the lesson it was intended to have, or the insight into God. In my own experience reading the Bible, when I choose to have faith, and that what I'm reading is literally true as it is presented, then I have gotten something relevant, even from the most dry and boring parts of the Bible. Imagine what I get out of the exciting parts. I hope this helps you approach the Bible in a new way. My next talk will start looking at the history of the Bible. I will start with the first 5 books called the Pentateuch. If you enjoy this content, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Have a very blessed rest of your day.